Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pans Network proudly brings to you its tag team champions of the world, the Potsy and Tino Show. Tino Gray, Rob Potsy Podcheck. The theme song is always brought to you by Adam Souscat. It's called The Wrestling Song. It's available on iTunes for 99 cents. Tino, Summerslam happened this weekend, but before that, NXT TakeOver
happened this weekend. NXT TakeOver was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. One of my favorite matches of the night was the tag team match with the Undisputed Era and Mustache Mountain. That was an awesome match.
That's because you should be part of Mustache Mountain, but they don't let people who haven't watched Django Unchained watch in.
I have watched it. I own it. That's wrong. That's dirty.
You're the one that said it.
Not on the air,
Mister looking like a news forecast.
Don't hate me because my name's right here.
What is going on with that? Like, here we are live on YouTube, and your name is showing up on the screen, and I have no idea why.
I don't know, and I can't figure out how to get it to go away.
So he's
I'm looking mighty dapper in that tuxedo. That was at my best friend's wedding. No, I'm actually talking into my cell phone. That's back a few years ago. It was like the iPhone.
Oh, are you one of these guys where like when someone talks, you put it up to your ear and then you go like this? Are you one of those guys?
No, the phone was that small. It was in my hand. The phone it was on my ear there, and the phone probably came to about here. So I was holding the phone to my ear. It was that damn small.
That's pretty funny. So, before we really get into anything, let's go ahead and talk about what you and I did just this past Monday. We did WWF trivia.
We lost terribly.
How do we call ourselves pros
because we went in thinking it was good. They called it WWE trivia. We rolled in there. They had like WWF. They had back in the day.
They had
when was the WWF championship first introduced?
WWF championship. Anyways, so yeah, rumors and innuendo.
They had pictures of what's his name? And I thought it was Luthez.
Dino Bravo.
No one Dino Bravo. Who was that? I thought it was Luthez.
Killer Kowalski.
Yeah.
Killer Kowalski. Yeah. So there was 5 rounds of trivia, folks. 10 to 20 questions per round, and Tino, myself, our friend Spoon, and friend of the show Jason Ingram, all trying to prove that we have the grapefruits to beat everybody else in WWE trivia, and we got spanked by like 13 points.
The genetic jackhammers.
Yeah, the genetic jackhammers beat the Project Champas. Yeah. You know, we were sorely beaten.
But it was fun.
But you know, I am going to state right now when they said how many Divas champions were there, I said 24. The group said that's too many. I changed the answer, and guess what, folks? It was 24.
So you had a lucky guess because you didn't know for sure.
I did the math. I was like,
okay, we'll let them think that, folks. That's why my name's here.
Oh, I don't.
Right there. Right there.
You know, it's going to be really funny if that doesn't show up on YouTube. you're like, it's right there. It's right there.
I just blamed it on the NyQuil.
Yeah. So Tino is under the weather, folks. So he is under quarantine. He's not even in his normal scrudio. He's taking it from the bed, apparently. So
well, this is a scrudio, but that's a different kind of scrudio.
Don't let Nicole hear you. You know, she made a surprise appearance.
Well, I would run in and be like, show's over, folks.
Yeah, it'd be like, where the F did Nicole come from? So all right. So folks, this weekend was the second biggest weekend that WWE has all year. We had NXT TakeOver, we had SmackDown, we had Raw, we had obviously SummerSlam, and of course tonight is NXT. We are recording this live on
Is NXT taped in Brooklyn too tonight?
Yes, but that's because they taped it before Takeover.
Okay.
So, so yeah,
Wait,
so there you go.
how,
What?
if they
Hmm?
taped it before Takeover, then the people who they pretty much gave away the ending to the pay per view.
Not necessarily.
If they had Tommaso Ciampa come out and say, and still champion, they would know that, oh well, Tommaso's going to win at the pay per view and after the show.
Well, so you're right there. I won't dispute that. However, they can film parts after, if they wanted to film it at Raw, they could have filmed a segment for, because it was all at the Barclays Center.
Okay.
So they could have popped up a new NXT banner or something, or done a backstage interview, or however they're gonna do it tonight. But
Okay.
yes, so Project Champa, Tommaso takes home the gold in a very odd fashion, which leaves that feud open for yet another WrestleMania.
I don't know. I didn't think that Ciampa would lose the belt because he just got it, but Gargano's been chasing that championship for so long. When are they going to finally let him have his day?
Uh, when Tommaso Ciampa gets called up so he can beat AJ Styles, because right now it looks like he's the only guy that can.
No, I think Joe's going to get him next time.
Well, we'll get to Joe.
Okay.
We'll get to him. But so okay, so you really liked Mustache Mountain because, well, you obviously like Mustache Mountain. And of course the Undisputed Era walked out with that belt. Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole, baby.
Oh, he has a beer.
If you see Tino, he owes you a beer.
That's my daughter. Sorry. I'm listening.
Did you tell her that we're running a show here?
I'm about to text her and tell her taping. Go ahead. While you
You best not be in trouble, Haley. That's all I'm saying. So folks, the Undisputed Era kept their tag team championships, but Adam Cole lost his United, or what do they call it?
the North American Championship, which I was
North American Championship, to the one and only Ricochet. And yes, I was surprised as well, but I was really hoping that Bobby Fish was going to be ready to go so he could take that championship off of Roderick Strong's shoulder and allow him to kick Adam Cole out of the Undisputed Era and do it like Bullet Club style, and have Adam Cole suddenly show up on like Raw or SmackDown.
So if they and I was thinking that since he lost that title, yeah, they probably will kick him out of the Undisputed Era. But do you think if Bobby Fish came back, then Roddy Strong would take Adam Cole's place as the leader of the really?
Yeah, I do. I think that he's the singles wrestler out of the three of them. Obviously in Ring of Honor they all had singles runs, but so did the Briscoes. But everyone, like, even though Jay Briscoe has been I think a 2-time ROH champion,
Yeah.
I still look at him as a tag team guy. I don't look at him as an actual like singles wrestler. Like, no matter what, he's never going to be looked at as a singles wrestler. And when you look at Kyle O'Reilly, the guy has all the talent in the world, but he looks 12. He literally looks 12. And who told him he's allowed to do the Hulk Hogan in the NWO gimmick?
Well, somebody told him to.
No, I think he probably said, "Wouldn't it be cool if I came down and I just started like air guitaring with the belt?" And everybody was like, "Well, you don't have any other personality. Go ahead and try it. See what happens."
Ooh. That was bad.
Like I said, he's got all the talent in the world. It's just, when was the last time you heard him on the mic?
You don't, because he can't.
Because he can't. So, and there's only been one champion in the WWE that I know of that wasn't able to do anything on the mic, and that was Chris Benoit, and we don't talk about him. So with Kyle O'Reilly, I've already said when he signed with WWE, he signed before anybody else from either Red Dragon or Adam Cole. Like he signed right after Wrestle Kingdom when he lost the championship back to Adam Cole to make him a 3-time Ring of Honor champion. But I didn't see anything that really made Kyle O'Reilly stand out as this guy's going to be great in the WWE. Like he could be really good, but
he's a utility player. He's a Marty Jannetty. He's a, you know what I mean? I know.
Yeah. And Marty Jannetty
Sami Zayn.
Except Sami Zayn made it all the way to NXT championship level.
Aiden English.
Ooh, yeah.
Kurt Hawkins.
So if Jason were watching us right now, he would go to bat for Kyle O'Reilly because he feels that he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. And again,
and he is.
And again, he is.
But he doesn't have the total package. He doesn't
have the panache.
He doesn't have it.
The je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi? Are you French now?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how Dino Bravo was the only Canadian champion in the WWE. Dino Bravo. That's right. That's what the girl running it said. She could not get any of the names right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So folks, if you go and check out our YouTube, or I'm sorry, not our YouTube page, because we're obviously on our YouTube page, or at least my YouTube page. If you go to check out our wrestling group online, you'll actually see me do the intro for the wrestling trivia, and I totally gave it like the same feel that I give this sometimes when I'm trying to be loud and obnoxious. So it was great. Thanks to the folks at Aviator Brewing for allowing us out there. Tino, we won some beer, didn't we?
Yeah, we won some beer. What you won a 6-pack? Well, second place got a 6-pack. Third place got 4. We got 6, and first place got 12?
I think they got 12. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then we got the beer because the other guys don't drink.
Yeah, the 2 other guys don't drink, and we were thinking it was going to be a gift card, but then we ended up getting beer, and I will say this: tonight I'm drinking Foothills, which is based out of Winston-Salem. I'm drinking Foothills Pumpkin Ale because it's that time of year again. That's right, folks. Pumpkin spice is back, and it's in beer. Yeah. Well, two of the beers you took home are Pumpkin Beasts, sir.
I know. It didn't dawn on me. It's still August.
Yeah. Well, the Pumpkin Beast from Aviator Brewing, I'm going to go ahead and give 2 thumbs up, because it's one of my favorite beers that they actually do. And you also tried did you try the root beer?
No.
So Jason got some of the root beer, and he was like, oh yeah, this is like the best root beer I've ever had. So if you ever check out Aviator in Fuquay Varina, folks.
I might check it out when I'm there Friday.
Yeah, you're going to be back out there. And I may make an appearance at your event because it's not a private showing this time, right?
Correct.
So I may make an appearance, but I do have to be on a plane at 8:00 the next morning, so maybe not. Maybe not. Anyways, so let's get back to the show. Let's get back to the whole wrestling thing. I know you're on NyQuil, which means you're probably going to be like here in a minute. So SummerSlam.
No. Velveteen Dream and the Call Me Up Vince tights.
Okay. Well, first of all, that match was better than it had any reason to be.
Yes.
Velveteen really is a top end talent now, and I see it now.
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I saw the look for the gimmick, but I didn't understand the gimmick, and I thought it was kind of like a Tyler Breeze-like gimmick. But it kind of is, but it's more elaborate than Tyler Breeze ever let himself get.
And I was listening to the Stone Cold podcast, and he had one of the guys from the Wrestling Tour. I can't remember who he had on there with him, and but he was saying that he liked the gimmick, and he brought it. He did it perfectly. It's part Rick Rude, part Macho Man, and he said, and then of course he's got the Prince thing tied in there too. But he's like, he loves it. He says that, and I agree. He's at first he didn't know about it, but now he's taken it and made it his own. and he's grown into that gimmick. That is one of my. It used to be Aleister Black. I still do like Aleister, but the dream is growing up. He's becoming one of my favorite NXT guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Although, like you said, his "Call Me Up Vince" tights. By the way, it was Velveteen Dream's birthday on SummerSlam, so I think he wanted an early birthday present with Vince calling him up. And it's funny because Hunter was at gorilla position at NXT.
And that's what Stone Cold said. They don't. A part of it, they didn't think that they knew, and he didn't clear it.
Well, he was wearing a jacket on the way out, but no, you know that he sat there and he went, "Hey, Trips," and he pulled his jacket up, and Triple H was like, "I don't want to see your behind," and he's like, "Oh, I see what you did there," and he probably just went, "Go out and get him, kid," like that's the way I look at that. I think that's the way that actually happened.
So what did it do with him if they do call him up first, Raw or SmackDown, and then who do they put him with?
Well, if he goes to Raw, he's going to be lower mid card at best. He'll probably end up feuding with Adam Rose. No Way Jose.
You don't think they'll put him upper mid card? You don't think they'll push him
immediately? No,
not immediately. Okay, no. So if he goes to SmackDown, then where is he going to be?
SmackDown, he could go to mid card. I think that he could jump right into a U.S. title match. I could see him versus Shinsuke would be money.
Okay.
And that's why to quote the wrestling and comics group, that's why it won't happen. Actually, no. You know what I actually see them doing, and it's unfortunate for him, but very fortunate for somebody else. I actually see them putting him with Tyler Breeze. Yeah. So like I said, totally unfortunate for him, but fortunate for Tyler Breeze. I see them putting them together, at least until Fandango comes back. I could also see them putting him with Aiden English, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, he would be the perfect counterpoint for the Aiden English versus Rusev, some things going on, something might not be going on feud, because obviously Rusev went up against Andres or Cien Almas and went up against him again on SmackDown, and this time Aiden English helped Rusev win. And he's like, see, I always had the best intentions in mind. Blah 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 blah. It's like,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah,
anyways,
SummerSlam, then we'll jump back on the Raw and SmackDown.
So, did you ever think that you'd see a SummerSlam with 3 squash matches?
No.
Did you ever think that you'd have Rusev, who main evented the pay-per-view before that, on the pre-show?
No.
Like, what are they thinking?
They're not. But like you've been saying for weeks, Vince doesn't care anymore. I mean, he's made his money.
Well, it's not even that he's made his money. He's still making his money.
Yeah.
Like last year, he sold 100,000 shares of stock, and he made $330,000 on it or whatever. And everybody was like, "Well, he made $330,000. Good for him." Or 330,000 shares of stock, so he made $1 million to use for the XFL venture. And had he sold it now, it'd be worth 3 times that. Like, how crazy is that? That's just insane. It's insane to think that the WWE stock is $80 a share. And by the way, now other shows are starting to say exactly what I said, which is they don't care what you think because money talks. And guess what? Their stock price is 3 times what it was. And now it's actually about 100 times what it was.
I should have stopped.
Absolutely. When it first started, I was like, I could probably come up with $1,500 to buy 100 shares of stock. Why not? It's $15 a share. Now it's 6 times that. It's like, and at this point, you got to think: do I sell now or do I wait? I don't know. What do I don't know how to play the stock market, and apparently neither do the wrestling writers, because, well, the stock's going up and the writing sucks. So it's like, what's going on? You know,
NXT's not sucking. The main shows are sucking.
well, and that's part of the reason why when it comes to the network, Vince is like, we're not going to put it on TV. We're going to keep it on the network because we've got to give people a reason to continue buying the network. And he's absolutely right. Because the 4 hours a month that you get of NXT, plus the table for three stuff, plus the I don't know. I just started watching that storybook time.
I love that. I love that.
They did one where Triple H was talking about Mick Foley, like taking all his clothes off after the match and grabbing a bag of popcorn, but he washed himself and then put his dirty clothes back on after drying himself with his dirty clothes, and he's like, I'll see you tomorrow in town, and he's like, well, what are you doing with the popcorn? Well, now I won't have to stop to eat. It's like, what?
Did you see the one they had? Tim White was talking about driving Andre the Giant in the panel van. You're waiting to get to that one.
I'll have to check that out.
Oh, they're all hysterical.
But folks, if you don't have the WWE Network, it totally is worth the $9.99 a month. And in fact, Tino, I kind of feel like you're gonna have to go ahead and pay that money to get yourself some Honor Club, because we're gonna have to watch All In.
How much is it?
$10.
We'll have to see. All right.
Maybe it's $12. I don't know, but either way, you gotta get it because
Can I download it on my PlayStation 4 or my
what, Honor Club?
Yeah,
I don't
do it on my phone.
I think you have to do. You probably have to do it on your phone and then cast it to your TV. But actually, if you get,
I have a Roku TV.
You mean a Roku?
That's what I said.
No, you said Ruko.
You see that?
Hey, we are family friendly, sir. I did not give you the approval to sit there and be whatever you want tonight. You'll get your one spot, and you know where it is. You'll get your one, but that's it. That's it.
All right.
So SummerSlam, squash matches.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was,
I'm trying to remember.
I forget. Oh, it was KO versus Braun Strowman. That's why God. I forget. Because here you have one of the best workers in the business, and he gets zero offense against Braun Strowman. And then today, if you looked at his Twitter, he's supposed to be at the Scotiabank Arena, and he posted 4 pictures, and each one of them it's him like this, and each one of them is closer to his eyes, because he's like. And it just gets closer and closer. It's like, because he's like, I really don't want to be here.
I think he got concussed. I think that might be why that was. Did you go back and watch that match?
I have not. I have not watched that match because I'm kind of upset about it. You know, so
you need to watch that match. You watch the spot that we were telling you about Monday night when Braun Strowman had him on the outside, picked him up, and chokeslammed him on the not just the ramp, but on the actual star that part.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the
bounced.
I think the video screen on the mat now. Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if he is concussed. You know, obviously, like, Braun is a little bit rough. But okay. Maybe someone did go like this and say, okay, Kevin's done. You know, maybe, I don't know. But so that was squash match number 1. So squash match number 2 was completely a surprise because we got, for no reason whatsoever, the Demon Finn Balor came out and looked awesome. And the only reason why this squash match actually worked, Tino, is because Baron Corbin is better than we give him credit for.
Mm-hmm. He had that surprise, like he had, the surprise look, and he had like he saw a ghost. I mean, and it's just Finn Balor in makeup. It's kind of like when Cactus Jack said all those years ago when he came, or I'm sorry, Mick Foley said when he came out as Dude Love, and he said, and he ripped his shirt to reveal the Cactus Jack T-shirt. He said, and Triple H made it like, oh my God, I seen a ghost. But he said, when in reality, all I did was rip open my shirt. And it's kind of the same thing. It was just Finn Balor in makeup. So
yeah, it totally was. Now, first of all, like, you know, like before Finn Balor came out, Baron Corbin sitting there like, come on, little man, let's get this over with.
Yeah.
Come on, little man. And then all of a sudden, it goes completely black. And even the I didn't think the music was any different. And then all of a sudden, I heard the boom, boom, and
Yeah,
it was
that's
like,
the only difference.
and it's like just like this red beating light that happens. And then finally, when he spreads the arms out, glorious style, and it's just a big white light across the entire arena, and it's like, wow,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is one of the best entrances. However, it takes 4 hours to put that makeup on, and he had a 3-minute match.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't That's why he doesn't bring the demon out that much.
Well, there's got to be a way to actually do it. Obviously they can put graphics on like car walls and stuff. I'm pretty sure that at this point they could probably put a graphic on Finn Balor. Like they could create a suit that is the demon if they wanted to. It would have a mask or whatever, but they totally could do that. They just haven't chosen to, because so far it looks really cool when it's painted on him. And I think, and I'm gonna be 100% on like forthcoming here. I think the reason why this was a squash match and Baron Corbin got no offense, because if you notice, Baron Corbin went right into a new role Monday night. But I think the reason why he got no offense here was because they didn't want it to wear off the makeup.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Because he had like Venom style makeup on.
Yeah, it was awesome. And he did like this, and it was like the teeth were on his hands and everything. I was like,
oh yeah, when he went like this, it was just awesome. So yeah, we got the demon, and of course Monday night we also got the demon we got Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns. That's why he didn't win. If he was the demon, he would have beaten Roman. Like that much is obvious to me. So. And then, of course, the final squash match, which you called it, and I'm really disappointed. Although she's home with me now, so Alexa Bliss losing to Ronda Rousey. I have, you know what? I might have to get up in a minute so I can go get her soup, to make sure she's okay, because obviously she's in a sling and can't do certain things by herself right now.
Oh, shut up! You need to wipe her butt. Help her with the shower.
When you love someone, Tino, you help them with that kind of stuff.
Shut up, Rob. Shut up, Rob.
I couldn't even keep a straight face while I'm sitting there saying it.
What was up with Ronda's makeup?
First of all, she has the same makeup artist as Becky Lynch.
Yes.
But I think it's because they're supposed to go fight crime in Gotham City after they get out of Summerslam.
and the championship belt is her utility belt.
It's got little pouches on it to help her like grab Alexa Bliss shark repellent or something. I don't know. I don't know, dude. It was ugly. It was horrible. Like you know what? Kind of like Charlotte, she's not the best looking woman in the first place. So why make her look worse? Why make her look like a female gorilla?
See, if Ronda Rousey comes to Raleigh and whoops your ass, I don't know you.
But I'm just saying, like, why would you make her look like that? Like, why would you make it look like she had 2 black eyes going into the match?
Yeah.
There's no reason. Like, here you are trying to present her as the greatest thing since sliced bread, and what she ended up coming across as is a female raccoon.
Wow.
I mean, she had 2 black eyes, dude. Like, what do you want me to say? Like Roddy Piper, did blackface around half of his face one time, but I was thinking it was one of those homages. I didn't know. No, seriously though, it was horrible. Like, she should know better.
Yeah.
Becky, same thing. Yeah. Like at least we got a heel turn out of Becky, and we can talk about that a little bit. But the Alexa thing, Alexa has, and Spoon said this the other night when we were at trivia. Alexa has owned the division since being called up from NXT. Five-time women's champion. Five-time women's champion, and yet nothing from her. Like literally all she did was cry in the ring. And yes, she's a chicken shit heel. We know this. But at the same time, where was Alicia Fox? Where was a returning Mickie James? Why was it that the Bella Twins are sitting there just randomly at ringside watching this all happen, and one of them's not going to turn heel and help Alexa Bliss win? What? Who booked this? It was horrible. It was horrible. But not as horrible.
Which one?
Where do I go?
Here we go.
Where do I go? I mean, I don't know. The rest of SummerSlam to me was like, okay. It was okay. You know, they opened it great. Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. I was about to
say, yeah.
We didn't get the heel turn of Dean Ambrose, although, you know, we did have Seth Rollins as Thanos, and we did have Dean Ambrose wearing a black vest, which apparently is, you know, his new persona. And the whole time I'm sitting there watching this match going, oh, they're putting on a hell of a match. When's Dean turn on him? You know, then we got the Bludgeon Brothers.
He just got back.
Yeah, well, yeah. But then we got the blood. Well, yeah, but that's the perfect time to have him sit there, get the babyface pop, and then immediately turn on the guy that brought him back and go, you didn't even come visit me in the hospital.
Oh, no.
You know, that's how you do that one, right? And then the Bludgeon Brothers completely decimated Big E and Xavier Woods at the show. But then the 2 nights later, we get Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods beating the two of them in a no disqualification match that Big E stayed backstage for.
That makes sense.
I'm hoping that's sarcasm.
Yeah, it is. I didn't get that either.
I think, okay, so for everyone that does not know, Eric Rowan is out with a torn bicep, yes. which I think may have been what changed the end of that match. Instead of having them stripped of the titles, they just lose the match. Okay, I get it from a non-storyline point that, you know, allows the storylines to continue. But then at the same time on SmackDown, I don't understand why Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are wearing like Edge and Christian glasses, and Luke Gallows starts speaking with an English accent to sit there and explain why they deserve a tag team championship match.
Because he's dating Nia Jax now.
Oh, and she's the cousin of The Rock, so now they get a push?
Yeah.
I don't think that's
your theory. If your theory is correct.
No. My theory was if you're related to The Rock, you get a push.
Well, he's by default. He's boyfriend his cousin.
Well, so. that means The Rock probably doesn't like him right now. That's what that probably means.
Whatever.
We just found out what the WrestleMania match for The Rock is, folks. It's going to be Luke Festus Gallows versus The Rock in a who can sit there and go, better face match.
How's this?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Then he rings the bell, then he becomes a monster.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, remainder of SummerSlam. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Braun Strowman comes down.
Okay.
And we make everybody thinks that he's going to just interject himself into the match because he looks at both of them and he says, I'm not going to be one of those guys that sits there and takes advantage of somebody, but I'm going to stand outside the ring while the two of you fight, and then after you're done, I'm going to pick up the pieces and beat you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So he basically said, I'm not going to do what I'm going to do.
And then Brock Lesnar is so distracted that Roman pretty much gets him with a schoolgirl.
Rolls him up with a spear. I mean, it was right out of Bill Goldberg's playbook. The only thing we didn't get was a jackhammer.
Mm-hmm.
He sent a little message to the backyard, though.
We got to talk about that Charlotte match, Carmella and Becky.
You just made it sound like you were saying Camilla, which would have been the chicken from the Muppets that Gonzo wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that match, by the way, I did not watch it. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. I was out at dinner, so when I got back from dinner, I turned on the show, and literally it was like the match before the main event. I got to see the Finn Balor match, which I was blown away by, but only because it looked like Vince went, "All right, Hunter, we've got 8 seconds to do this match. What's going to happen?" And then of course it's, "Oh, Finn, go put on your makeup. Let's do the demon." But Hunter, it's going to take me 4 hours. Well, you got 5 minutes. Get it done. Go out there and win the match. Okay, cool. And then of course we have the main event and everything. But with the Becky, Charlotte, and Carmella match, it was, from what I read, it was better than it had any reason being. Charlotte ends up winning the match. Now she's what, a 7-time women's champion?
5? No.
I think it's 5 Raw and 2 SmackDown.
Okay.
So 7-time women's champion in WWE, and Becky Lynch snaps. Now, this was supposed to, what everybody's saying is that the actual reaction that she got was supposed to be, "Oh my God, I can't believe Becky's doing this to her best friend. Boo." But what happened? But what happened, Tino?
They cheered, and they start hollering Becky, and then Charlotte's on the floor crying, and as she gets up, the fans start chanting, "You deserve it." I was like, oh my God. They were chanting, "You deserve it."
It's amazing. It's like you think about it, and that, how often does that happen? Now, at the same time, the Brock Lesnar versus Roman match, while Strowman's just pacing around outside, the crowd starts chanting, "You both suck."
Yes.
"You both suck. You both suck." And of course, I think Strowman's out there going like this. Like egging it on. But yeah, so the heel turn of Becky Lynch was followed up Tuesday night with one of the best female speeches and promos of all time.
They were still cheering her, and she was steadily trying to.
She was turning on the fans. She was putting them down,
and they were still cheering.
And they were like, "We understand. We understand why you feel that way. We're sorry that we didn't come into the ring to make sure that you won the match. We'll do it next time for you, Becky. That's what we'll do." And of course, Charlotte comes out and she throws down the women's championship like it's garbage. And she runs down to the ring, and Becky Lynch starts getting hit by her. And during this whole thing, they're booing Charlotte. They're still cheering Becky Lynch. Now, granted, the question is, does Vince care?
No. He's still going to try to push her as a heel.
So, I totally agree. I think that, in fact, I joked on the wrestling group today. I joked that we'll continue to get her cheered until Vince finally goes, "You know what? Give them what they want," and then everybody will boo her because they'll be like, "Oh, he's pushing it down our throats. We can't deal with female Roman." None of that. So
we forgot one match at SummerSlam.
We did, and it's because I wasn't expecting John Morrison versus Samoa Joe at this event.
Shut up.
I mean, that's who it was. It wasn't AJ Styles. I mean, his hair's gotten so long. I was waiting for him to start doing parkour and running up different things, and showing off his abs and bejazzling them a little bit. I don't know.
I think my favorite part of that match is when Joe had knocked him out and slammed him into the ring steps and stood on the table and told Wendy, "I told you that Daddy was coming home. It looked like he is, but I'll be your daddy." And AJ, oh my God, lost his mind. And
then
he snapped out of it. His little girl goes, "You're bleeding, Daddy." He goes, I'm sorry. hell.
Did you notice when he took his daughter, the daughter wanted to go right back to mommy?
Yeah, she's like, fuck that.
She's like,
What?
What did you just say?
I said, fudge that. I caught myself because I know I got it coming.
You can't say it now. You ruined it. You ruined it.
Whatever.
You get one. Everybody gets one. You used it.
I get two because my name's on the screen right there.
That does not make this. That does not make that possible. So Monday Night Raw, I only want to talk about two things. Stephanie McMahon had to be the center of attention again when it came to the women's division. Tino, when I'm talking, your picture doesn't show up there. So, so it doesn't matter. I can see what you're doing, but nobody else can. It's okay.
So when I start talking like this, you can see me now. Now, can you see me now? Right now.
Everything that's happening now is happening now. What happened to then? We passed then. When? Yep. Just now.
What was that thing? What was that about with Stephanie? Why? I didn't understand. She's like, yes, I made her this. She knew she was going to get beat up again, right?
Well, you know what's funny is that the WWE thinks we have such short memories that we're not supposed to remember that Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle beat Triple H and Stephanie at WrestleMania because the first picture taken is Triple H like this with Ronda Rousey pointing at the title, and it's like, come on, guys. I get it. So I guess this is Triple H, the NXT guy, not Triple H, the guy that actually lost to Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. You know,
yes, he came out being Triple H, the NXT guy later Monday night.
Well, did he come out as the NXT guy, or did he come out as the King of Kings? Because
he came out, you know, at first he spoke because they were starting NXT, and he was like doing this, and they were like NXT, and he's like, you know.
Well, the problem is that he's multiple personalities, but he's still Triple H. It's like, you know, you can't have that. You got to be one or the other. If you want to be the corporate good guys, be the corporate good guys. Put Big Johnny back out there as the bad guy. You know, everybody hated him, and he wasn't even
people power.
People power. So yeah,
people power.
Put Teddy Long back out there.
Oh God, no.
You know
Monday night.
The first time Trish won the championship was in what kind of match, Tino?
Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to do it.
A 6-pack challenge match, player. Holla, holla. So, all right. So, Monday night, yes, we get that weird promo from a month and a half from now's match with Triple H and The Undertaker, and it, you know, I wonder whether or not we'll actually see The Undertaker before Super Showdown. Such a horrible name. Such a horrible name. And then of course, the Ronda Rousey against Stephanie McMahon. Like, is that gonna be the match they decide to go with at Evolution now, or are we gonna get the Bella Twins? Because I love how the only person that didn't seem to buy into it or that that was against what Ronda Rousey was saying was Alexa Bliss, because she was like the whole time like holding her arm and just and by the way, great heel work once again from her. Like at some point, I would love to see Alexa Bliss as a babyface because the way that she owns a crowd as a heel, if they buy her as a babyface, it's over.
Yeah.
Because with her only
being, they wouldn't buy her as a babyface. She's good. She's that good.
Well, she's good in the ring. She's great on the mic. And she's got something going against her. She's literally like Daniel Bryan sized in a world of Nia Jax's now. You know, like literally, like she's like the littlest one. So if she were to go babyface, like everybody would buy into it because she literally would be, okay, I know that I know that I was wrong when I did what I did, and now I want to make up for it, but I'm so much smaller than everybody else, and I don't want to cheat to win. So how do I do it? I have to have the crowd behind me, you know, like boom, like babyface turn, craziness. So okay, so we had that. We have Dean Ambrose go up against Dolph Ziggler, another great match. Dean Ambrose suddenly using different moves. Like, what's going on there?
Mm-hmm. I think that you remember when Stone Cold broke his neck with Owen Hart and he had to come back and change his style. I'm wondering if that injury is still playing on the psyche of Dean Ambrose and he changed his style up, trying to, I don't want to say protect it, but trying to be a little more careful.
Maybe. I mean, it could be that, or it could be we're having a heel turn.
Huh?
We're having a heel turn. Yeah. So, question about that. One person didn't show up Monday night. Know where I'm going, Tino?
Paul Heyman.
No, Tino. Paul Heyman did show up. He showed up with Kurt Angle apparently, and Kurt Angle shut down the idea of Brock Lesnar having a rematch for his Universal title. Now you're gonna have to tell me, how did Baron Corbin become acting general manager?
I think because and early in the night, Kurt put him in a match. I forget who he put him in the match with. And I think, and then after that match, Baron said, well, Stephanie's here, and I'm going to talk to Stephanie because I'm tired of you not listening to me and not doing what I want. And Kurt's like, I'm general manager. I'm not going to do what you want. I'm going to do what I think is best for the show. So he went and talked to Stephanie, and that's the last I heard of it until they were all in the training room, and she decided to promote Mr. Corbin.
So are they now?
I don't understand.
Are they now co-general manager?
No, he's acting general manager. So she pretty much told Kurt, you take a break, and he's going to be acting general manager.
So the two of them will end up having a match at some point.
Probably.
Okay. All right. So then we get the main event, because I really don't want to talk about the rest of Raw because it was kind of boring.
Yeah. Except for one thing. Sorry. The Titus worldwide, is it me? Or does it look like Dana and not Titus, the other one? Apollo are starting their own little thing. They were meeting backstage, and then Titus walked up and they were like, yeah. And then at the end, when Apollo lost his match and Titus went to check on him, Dana kind of pushed him back and put her arm around him, still talking to Apollo. So I'm wondering where that's going. Well,
I mean, it's not going anywhere right now, so anywhere would be better, right? Because Apollo actually is a solid talent, and honest to God, I mean, I think Titus is as well. I think he does not get the credit he deserves for being as good as he actually is. He is an ambassador for that brand better than almost anybody except maybe The Miz. Yeah. When you think about it, and most of his stuff is charitable work, so it's even better. The only guy that really is better in terms of charitable works is easy. It's John Cena.
Yeah.
So and obviously right now John Cena's not doing any of that because he's trying to be Little Rock, Arkansas.
All right, so let's go to the main event.
Main event. We've got the new Universal Champion Roman Reigns actually talking and saying that he is going to give a man that has never gotten his rematch. And I'm sitting there going, Kevin Owens.
No, because he said also he won. He was the first one to win it at SummerSlam last year, or won it in this building at SummerSlam.
Yeah, so of course we all know what that means. However, didn't Kevin Owens win it one night later in the same building?
No, it wasn't Kevin Owens. It was Dean. It was
No. When Finn Balor lost had to give up that championship, Triple H came out and gave it to Kevin Owens in a three-way dance where Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins were both beaten by Kevin Owens. Yes,
Kevin had that.
Because if you remember, Kevin Owens was the longest reigning Universal Champion until Brock Lesnar. Because there was only 4 champions of that title.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Seth's never had that title?
Seth's never had that title. Seth had the 2 titles that they made one title, but then that title went to Dean Ambrose because Dean ended up beating everybody, beat Roman Reigns for it, and then that's when he went to SmackDown, and that became the SmackDown title.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. There's history, folks. History. So the match is going on. Pretty good match. Finn Balor sitting there getting some offense in, actually looking like the Finn Balor that we actually think could possibly win this. But because he wasn't wearing the makeup, and I talked about this earlier, he wasn't the demon, wasn't reaching down real deep on the inside and grabbing it, Tino. Roman Reigns spears him, gets the victory. And right before that happened, a couple sling blades happened because someone's music happened. Get these hands, Tino, because Braun Strowman, the monster in the bank, comes walking down to the ring, and after a sling blade and Finn Balor goes up to the top rope, hits the coup de grace. Somehow Roman Reigns kicks out of it. Roman Reigns gets up, spears him, 1, 2, 3, wins the match. Braun gets into the ring and kicks the crap, and I mean literally kicks the crap. Like he literally put his foot up and then pushed Roman Reigns out of the way. Like it was scary. And then he immediately gives Mike Chioda, right? He gives Mike Chioda the Money in the Bank, and JoJo takes the Money in the Bank, and that's when I didn't hear anything. Like, did the match actually happen?
Because if you notice, I don't know if you listen to the broadcast, even Michael Cole said it's important to remember the bells never rang, so this match has never officially started the whole time that they were fighting.
Boo. Yeah. So yeah, we get boring Roman Reigns sitting there getting a beat down from Braun Strowman until you hear Shield, Echo, Lima, Delta. And all of a sudden you've got literally Seth Rollins wearing body armor, Dean Ambrose wearing a black suit where I think he just zipped up the vest. I think that's all he did. I think he still had the white shirt underneath it, but he zipped up the vest. They came down and they proceed to get a pop, but not a pop like Braun's pop 5 minutes earlier.
No.
And they come down, and I'm just sitting here wondering,
why?
Did we just get the Intercontinental Champion and his former tag team partner as heels coming down to the ring to stop Braun Strowman from winning the championship?
And I don't get that. I don't understand. And somebody likened it to the NWO, Hall and Nash protecting Hulk Hogan as the champion.
And that's kind of what it felt like. It kind of felt like that, and I've said a long time that it seems like WWE is going to the WCW bank when they're trying to figure out some ideas.
Well, the NWO is coming back, so I'm wondering they're going to put them against the Shield.
No. Although I'm going to tell you, if Kevin Nash hasn't had any work done, that guy moisturizes better than just about anybody else in this world. Yeah, because
even your boy Scott Hall's looking rough.
Scott Hall's looked rough for 25 years, but I mean he has a reason to. When you put yourself through that much abuse, like it's understandable. So I think the bad guy actually looks pretty good for almost not being able to walk at one point to being able to sit there and deliver a razor's edge if he has to.
Yeah.
Remember when he showed up and helped Sting for no reason whatsoever at WrestleMania and Sting still lost the match?
Get drunk.
I still remember that moment where X-Pac kicked Hulk Hogan and I didn't think Hulk Hogan was going to get back up.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so we get a Shield reformation, which I'm okay with, because when you think about it, they were reforming before Dean Ambrose went down with injury. They had already created the new shirts and everything else, and then for whatever reason, Dean Ambrose was out, so they just ended it, which made sense because it allowed other stuff. But you can tell that's probably why they kept Brock Lesnar for so long. Anyways. So this whole thing happens, and I'm sitting there like, Tino, I'm sitting there going,
what happened? What just happened?
Who do I cheer for? Like obviously I want to cheer for Braun, because Braun literally is like the current Stone Cold Steve Austin, but yet he's Big Show sized. Yeah. Like so when he gets the belt, am I immediately going to go, can't cheer for him anymore because everyone else is everyone else is an underdog.
But do you think? And if somebody else, I was reading something else too. They were going to make Braun the heel because Vince doesn't like face versus face, so they're gonna make Braun heel again, chasing the title. He has to get through the Shield to get the Roman Reigns.
We said a long time ago that they're, obviously they made Brock Lesnar a heel before he picked up his ball and went home with it. But before that, we've talked about it. Ward and I used to talk about it on the previous show, and that was if a guy continues to get cheered, what is he?
He's a face.
If a guy continues to make comebacks and win matches, what is he?
He's a face.
If a guy sells more merch than everybody else, what is he?
He's a face.
So you're talking about three guys right there that Vince doesn't care if they're babyface or heel at this point. Roman doesn't care if he's babyface or heel. I mean, that's his gimmick now. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy, right? Mm-hmm. So and if you notice, they're not saying that the monster amongst men is a bad guy. They're just saying he's the monster amongst men. He is a monster. So he is bigger than the babyface and heel mantras that you have with these characters at this point. So it doesn't matter who's a babyface or heel, but with what they did to him, his action of coming down at the end of the match is heel. Yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna chicken shit my way into the end of this match, and I'm gonna win. That's heel. But then when the Shield came down to prevent him from winning the title, that's also heel.
Yep.
So there's no babyface, no heel in this. This is two big ass men going to break the ring.
Yes.
And don't be surprised if they pull that gimmick out and they actually let the two of them break the ring inside Hell in a Cell.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get there yet, but I do think that before this grouping of Roman or I'm sorry, Braun and the Shield, before this ends, I could see it happening. So real quick, we're almost at the hour mark already. Let's talk about SmackDown. We get Becky Lynch, like we said, gave probably the best promo that a woman's ever had. During NXT tonight, there's been rumors that Asuka has walked out on the WWE. It does not look like that happened. She was in Brooklyn this weekend. She was doing a lot of charitable works and everything. So do not think, folks, that Asuka is no longer employed by the WWE. She still is.
I thought I saw Asuka in that pull apart.
In the what?
The pull apart when Becky and
I don't know if we did or not.
I thought I saw Asuka.
But okay, so it's interesting that you say that because Becky didn't beat up any of the other women, but Charlotte did. So I wonder if that really is the slow burn turn of maybe now, because Vince originally wanted Becky to be heel, they're going to still try to do that. But if they can't pull it off, by the time that Evolution rolls around, they're going to pull a double turn fully. And you will get Charlotte actually as the heel. I mean, Charlotte plays a better heel anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think it went the way they wanted, and I think from there we're gonna see it go the way that everybody else wants, which is let's finally give SmackDown the champion that they want, which is Becky Lynch. And Tino, SmackDown created a new stage tonight for Renee Young to interview AJ Styles. And I knew it was going to happen, but I'm sitting there waiting for it, and I'm not even listening to what AJ's saying during this interview because something happened. What was it?
Where the fuck did Joe come from?
There you go, folks. He took way too long for the delivery there.
Well, because I was waiting. I'm like, can I really say it? Because you told me I couldn't.
I'm letting you say it tonight. I'm letting you say it. So, yeah. You know,
I mean,
and here's the worst part of it. There
how?
is there is a picture on WWE Games Twitter page right now that says caption this, and it's literally AJ talking to Renee Young with Samoa Joe's hands on his feet, pulling him off the like Samoa Joe is not a mosquito. He does not have anticoagulants, so you can't feel him. When a 300-pound Samoan grabs you by the legs, you feel it.
Oh, my chest will make me laugh.
Oh, it's so good though. But literally, like okay, I get that you didn't see him show up, but as soon as he touched you, kick him in the head.
Yes.
You know, like and he literally pulls him off, and AJ off this 1-foot stage or 3-foot stage, whatever it was. Joe pulls him down off of it, puts him in the coquino clutch, knocks him out, and then grabs the microphone and says, "Looks like Daddy will be coming home sooner than later."
He said, "Daddy's." What do you say? Because Daddy's already gone night night. He got a mic on him.
And dude, him saying Daddy's already gone night night.
I lost it.
Was only something that Joe could pull off, and you actually think, "Holy crap!"
This grown ass man said night night.
The only thing that would have made it better would have been if he went, "Daddy's gone night night." You know, like did a little one of those.
I just threw the mic on him. I'm like, damn. And AJ had to lay there like that mic didn't hit him in the chest and the chin.
Oh no, yeah. He's probably come out with a black eye next week because it hit him in the face. So, other than that, apparently
Orton. No, I'm gonna tell you.
I was getting ready to say Orton, but okay.
Did you see when Orton was coming down the ramp? The dude had a sign and it said, "Randy shook my hand."
I didn't. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
Oh my god! Oh, I almost peed my pants. It said, "Randy shook my hand." Folks, and it had like a emoji like.
For those that don't know, Court Bauer, former writer of WWE, stated that Randy Orton used to go backstage to meet new writers, and he would pull out his man parts and actually put his hand on them, and then put his hand out to shake their hand. And was, you know, when people said no to shaking his hand, he would sit there and go, "You don't want to shake Randy Orton's hand? Randy Orton hand." Shake, you know, like, and for whatever reason, they, you know, it was just, it's a childish joke, childish prank, whatever. And obviously, you know, Randy Orton learned things like this from the Nature Boy Ric Flair, from Triple H, from, you know, all the boys in the back. And we were theorizing whether or not Randy Orton was actually going to be punished for this. And word is that Randy Orton's punishment was a stern talking to about using hand sanitizer. That's it. That's all he got. And then of course he got a swanton bomb from Jeff Hardy outside the ring.
I hope he washed his hands before he stuck his finger in Jeff's ear holes. You'll get STD in his earlobe from that shit.
Folks,
how'd you get herpes in your earlobe?
I think Tino is a little more drunk than I am off of the pumpkin ale from his NyQuil. So I think he's a little tussened out, if you will.
You cracked yourself up. That was good.
I can't help it. The New Day finished off the match. Like I said, Eric Rowan's now out with a big-time injury. We did not get any call-ups. We did not see Velveteen Dream. We did not see Adam Cole. We did not see any of that.
The Miz. And Daniel Bryan.
Yes. And, of course, our favorite match from SummerSlam, The Miz and Daniel Bryan. And then the follow-up where Daniel Bryan, the Miz came out and said, "I'm retiring." And then he said, "I'm retiring from ever facing Daniel Bryan again." And then Daniel Bryan came out and just started shaming him, like Game of Thrones style.
Coward.
Shame.
There was a coward.
Shame. I know, but it was coward, and of course,
Maurice told him he should change his name to Daniel Bella. I was like, oh.
And as soon as she said Daniel Bella,
Remote. That's her music.
Yes, Bree comes out to her dubstep Bree mode song, and proceeds to run down the ring. And of course, Maurice, only 4 months after having a child, ducks out of the ring.
I was about to say.
And the Miz takes a beat down from Daniel Bryan's wife. I mean, literally takes a beat down from her.
Look, he saw his wife duck out. Why did he leave the ring? She's like, I'm out. Peace.
Because I think he did the thing where he held the ropes open for her, and then all of a sudden, like, he turned around, like, oop, like one of those. And love where it's going. We're gonna get them at Hell in a Cell. Mixed tag match.
Did we not have this match already with the other Bella sister and John Cena?
Yeah, except now they're broken up, and Nikki obviously is going to have a new boyfriend in Ronda Rousey.
Somebody called her Brockette.
Yes, Scott on the group called her Brockette because she I'm not going to be Brock Lesnar. I'm going to come out and defend the championship, but then I didn't wrestle tonight. So the first match for Hell in a Cell has been announced. It's not a Hell in a Cell match. It's a mixed tag match with 2 women that haven't been seen in a wrestling ring in at least
since they had babies.
Well, actually, since Royal Rumble, because Brie Bella was in the Royal Rumble and Maurice wasn't in the ring except for last WrestleMania. Both are former women's champions, so I mean, I anticipate that they can get themselves in shape. They obviously don't need to be seen every week, so they can be practicing the match. But I kind of like where it's going because I do think, and I said it all along. I think Brie versus Maurice will happen at Evolution in a singles match. Obviously, that's the following month. And I think now we're getting the slow burn for the Daniel Bryan versus Miz real match, because I think they led to a decent match at SummerSlam, but then they gave it the shyster ending, the dusty finish, if you will. Mm-hmm. And now I think that we're gonna head to WrestleMania, and those two are still going to be at it at that point. Like they may even
those contracts up.
I think that him losing the match was a sign of him re-signing. I also think that
I figured it was a sign of him not signing. That's what I was like, okay.
Well, his contract's supposed to be up September 1st, which is 9 days from now, except for the fact that the Hell in a Cell match is going to be in September. He's also already listed for the Superstar Showdown, whatever the thing in Australia is. So I anticipate that he has at least, the rumor is that he signed a short-term contract extension while they still work out the details of his long-term extension. But dude, they are not going to let him go. Like, he's going to say add a 0, and they're going to be like, okay.
We'll add 2.
Well, they'll say we'll add a 1 after that. Like we'll add a 1 on top of that 0. You'll get an extra $1. On whatever number you want, we'll pay it, because we're not letting you go to the Indies. We're definitely not letting you go to Ring of Honor or New Japan, where while we're at MetLife Stadium the night before, you can be at Madison Square Garden headlining. Because they're just not going to let him. They're not going to let him. And in fact, his biggest contributor to get him to stay with WWE is none other than Brie Mode, because they're on a TV show together.
No.
They're not going to let him leave. They're just not. Like, and they have all this influx of money that even though they don't want to pay him as a main eventer, he's going to get main event money. He might get the best main event contract money and dates that he has to wrestle out of anybody since Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it's going to be going forward. It's going to be, how much money can I talk him into? Because you know what? All In happens in blah blah days, I could be there. Because
should have a non-compete clause in his contract that he'd have to.
Well, the non-compete clauses in their contracts are for when they're released. They have a 90-day thing on that. But if their contract runs out, it's out. You can do whatever you want the next day.
Oh.
Yeah, man, that's the way it works, bruh.
Nah.
All right, so I am done.
Wow. All right, folks. You can catch that full on Twitter at PotCheck. I'm HootieFan91.
Are you sure?
Potsy and Tino. You can check us out on Facebook, the Potsy and Tino Show. You can check us out on Snapchat, Instagram. He's still PotCheck.
Rob Potcheck on Instagram.
And I'm SC Tino still on a SC Tino.
You can't even get yours right.
Thank you to Adam's House Cat for the wrestling song. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Until next week, I hear Ric Flair out in Charlotte. And
I think I actually hear Becky Lynch sitting there going, straight foyer. Straight foyer.
Good night,
everybody.